Sometimes in teaching, I feel that we use technology in a very archaic way, and kids and students that we have are so submerged in technology on an everyday basis that they could go further than what we use it for. But I really think what they should be creating are things that they've never created before, because in their pursuit of creating those things, they learn valuable lessons that they can carry over into the workforce and into their everyday life.
When I was little, I would take things apart, probably not a good idea, to figure out how they worked, never be able to figure out how to put them back together. But I always thought it was so cool how the gears work together, or how all the pieces function to make the things move.
When you create something, when you have it in your hands, you can take it apart and see how it works, or look at different locations, or see how something else looked from a different point of view.
Project-based learning is really valuable for me as a teacher. It's because that when I'm interacting with the students in that way, it gives us a more laid-back environment in which that we can discuss in French about things that are interesting to the kids. But then it also shows me that spark of creativity that they have when they can see its relevancy in their own lives.
There's quite a few things I like about building stuff or making things or just fidgeting with stuff in general. It's more involved, and it gives you a sense of like, this is mine, I made this, and now it's so much more productive.
It helps build motivation in students, which is that key component for any learning to happen. It often involves the creation of a project and therefore the research to do it. I think it also builds a sense of resilience in students because they learn to persevere through the challenges that a long-term project might entail.
We're doing a year-long project in IT Academy that they discussed it, and they had to compromise on whether they wanted to do a game, or I know Tuba wanted to do like an Alexa program for like with JavaScript, and our other group member James, he wanted to do like this series of video games. So we thought like, we'll make the video games through Game Maker, but it will incorporate the same programming techniques that we would use in Alexa, and we would both do what we wanted to do, and it's still like a passion for all of us to reach that level as well.
Background research, development, trial and error, modification, data collection, reflection, communication, and collaboration are some of the most highly sought after skills that are being recruited in many career fields, and those are skills that are learned through problem-based learning.
We had this base idea at the very beginning of the year, like, oh, this was going to be, our game's going to be this, we're going to have this, we're going to do this at the end. We've changed it about 4 or 5 times. Yeah. It's completely different than what we imagined it to be. And in a good way, it narrows down what we can accomplish.
Yeah, a lot of trial and error. We've had about 4 ideas, completely different ideas that we've had to go in and scrap the idea completely, and keep on going forward and scrap the idea completely until we can all come into a central agreement, and then from there build off of that and hope that we don't scrap it again.
Right, and it gets easier the more we go on. You know, what's possible at this point, what's possible the more we learn, and it just keeps building and building, and so far we've been doing great.
Everyone technically comes together. We have group meetings, everyone brings in different ideas, and we try our best to merge them all together, but that's usually the point where we cut things out and we find and we streamline and we figure out what we want to do specifically. So that's how we've gotten down such like, this early in game creating, normally ideas are all over the place, but because we have such teamwork, it's very streamlined, and we know exactly what we want to do now. We know what we're going to do when we come back from break. We know what we're going to do in the next few months. It's all scheduled, it's all on a graph. It's all collaborative, it's great.
With projects, mainly you just gotta try and try again and redesign as much as you can, and the more that you redesign, the better that your project will be in the end.
In the process of doing science and solving problems is way more important than the content. I believe this for many years. Really, quite honestly, with the technologies we have, knowing facts is less important than it used to be, because we can simply find these things out with a click of a mouse or asking Siri.
In the Biomed Research Academy, we have a year-long project that we do, and I know if we had access to a place like a makerspace, then it would expand our experiments quite a bit.